If it's
Hey, it's Kelly here at Don't Run with Scissors, your favorite Jeep driving mom of twins, lawyer who likes to craft in her spare time. I think I hit everything. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Anyways, hey Denise, this is just for you. I saw these at the home goods store. And I have the Wonder Twins here as guest spots to try them. If I can get them open.
you want me to go the knife?
I got it.
You got it?
Oh, nope.
You
You guys are getting a totally unedited version. Not that I edit any of my videos for you guys. Like, really and truly, I don't, because I don't know how. This is how my week has been going, and it's only Monday.
There you go.
So, yes, by the way, it's Monday the 13th of September, and we are trying Turkish Delights in honor of Denise from Black Ribbon Stitch Studios and our love of Narnia. Okay, I don't know what I was expecting.
They're kind of plain.
I got ones that are raspberry flavor with mixed nuts. I don't have any nuts in mine.
I have a nut in mine.
A few nuts in mine, but I can't.
Ironically, both kids who don't like nuts get the ones that don't have have nuts in them, and I get one. I don't mind. They have hazelnut, almond, and pistachios in them.
I don't know what I got. I did get hazelnut, though.
What?
I think I got almonds. In
Bean
mine.
doesn't like it. She's kind of horrified.
It's bland. It's not bland to me. I don't
Boy
like
says they're
it.
bland. They are a mild taste.
I don't like it.
Bean says all she tastes is powdered sugar. I don't know what to think. They're not at all what I thought they would be.
I wish there was a stronger raspberry flavor.
But maybe we'll watch Narnia. We'll watch the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and we'll eat them. They are gelatin free. I don't know what difference that makes.
They probably use agar, whatever. Yeah, like it.
I can't read the direction. Oh, let's see. A lot of the labeling is in a foreign language that I am not familiar
Probably
with.
Turkish.
It could be Turkish. I'm so glad I have a smart son. And now you know what my life is like. The other day I saw something on Facebook about a black flamingo, and I sent it to the girl child, Bean. And Bean rattles off all sorts of information about how flamingos turn pink and how come some of them don't, and blah, blah, blah. Then she informs me that there's an all-black tiger or something.
You told me there's an all black tiger.
Or apparently I told her because I saw that on Facebook too. Clearly I'm getting all of my news from Facebook right now. And I said, how do you even know all of that? She goes, I don't know, I just know things.
Yeah, I was right. Instead of gelatin, it's agar. It's just plant-based.
So, I have my candy now for when we watch The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Definitely watch it.
Does anybody know when Stitchy Book Club is gonna... I know it's supposed to come, and we're getting towards the end of the year, and I don't want to miss it, because, like, I really and truly loved The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe books when I was a kid. I also loved, yeah, that one. I just reread it, too. That's with Mrs. Who and Mrs. What. And I'm totally blanking, and I know that the second one I think is called the Swiftly Tilting Planet. And I'm totally blanking on the first one. Yeah. This again should tell you where my brain is at. So, it's been a little bit of a crazy week this last week. This week is shaping up to be about the same level of crazy, and running all over the area. We've had bad thunderstorms here today and last night. I was very grateful for my child who came home from yesterday from playing D&D, and I had kind of put the top back on George. Because if it's just lightly sprinkling, I'll go topless in George. Which really sounds really much more interesting than it is. But if it's downpouring, I don't. So, and as much as I can, because it's nice weather here, winter is coming. We all know I don't fare well in the winter. So, and in an effort to try and up my level of vitamin D, because even with taking 10,000 units of vitamin D every day, my vitamin D is still not in the normal range. Still low. So I try to go like with sunshine as much as I can. So I hadn't put the top fully back on. She came home with her dad. They had gone, the boy child and her had gone and played D&D. And before she came in, she told me she finished putting on like the windows and stuff on George. I have a good kid. Because then I didn't have to get up and go out there and do it. And I have a sinus infection again. So we're on meds again. So, yeah. So I was very grateful. I've already taken Bean to her first class. I have been working on office stuff and whatnot all day. And then the boy child has a band class tonight at 8:30 in the freaking evening. And I think it's like an hour. Might be even an hour and a half. And then I have court tomorrow in the morning. And appointments and trying to get everybody. Yeah. Okay. Enough of my whining. Life is actually really good. I love my new Stitchy chair in my little spot. For those of you who have been following me on Instagram, I did decide I am keeping the little Halloween containers, the little Rae Dunn things, and they're sitting on my little special chair. I don't know what I'm going to put in there. I don't know yet. But I'm thinking in one of them I might put like little treats. But they can't be messy finger treats because I'll be stitching in the chair. And I actually have been studying. I turned in my first paper for my one class, which was a culmination of a project. I have to research an organization. I ordered flashcards through Amazon, sign language flashcards. I did find my old resume because I got my teacher to write me a letter of recommendation to be on the sign club board. That was one of the things you need. Then you have to submit a resume. I've owned my own business now for like 12 years. My ex-husband actually found my resume on one of the discs he had. Because I haven't done a resume in more than 12 years. My boss doesn't require one. So yeah. So that is my mission tonight to complete that and a little bit more paperwork, but that also is going to depend on the boy child and band classes and stuff. So, I am now on book 88. I'm almost done with it. I've got like 10 more minutes of listening to it. It has not been one that's really drawn me in. I had just late last night, early this morning, I finished a book called The Nine, and it's all about the Supreme Court and sort of their history. And I have to admit, it was really interesting. I was kind of expecting it to be a little boring. And depending on who you are, it probably really is boring. But I found it fascinating. Not gonna lie, I found it fascinating. The other one that I recently read or listened to is called Poisoned. and it has to do with the Flint water system. If you have not read this book and you don't fully understand what's going on in Flint, Michigan with the water and how it came to be and all of that, and the lasting side effects of all of the damage that has occurred, you really should pick up that book and read it. It's not a really, really long book. I mean, I think it's like 8 hours worth of listening, which really means it's probably about a 300-page book. It was fat, and I followed it. Flint is only about a 30 to 40-minute drive, if that, from where I live. Um, I have friends who live in that area. I have clients up in that area, so it really hits home for me. So maybe it's a little bit more I don't know. Anyways, go listen to it, go pick it up. So yeah, those two. I am looking for a recommendation on a book, preferably audiobook. I know that sounds horrible, but with everything else I've got going down, audiobooks are crucial in my life. And I can either check them out from my library system or every month through Audible, I get a credit, and every once in a while I splurge on myself and I buy myself extra credits. I know. It's these little things in life that I do that treat me well. Some women go get manis petties. I buy extra books. It's who I am. It's kind of weird to know that I'm closing in on my goal of 100 books. And at the rate I'm going, I may hit that by the end of October. So I'm going to I'm going to read, I'm going to keep reading, obviously, through the year. I am going to set a goal for next year, and like do it again, because I've learned a lot. And I've also read some books that I never would have picked up on my own, and have really enjoyed them and fallen in love with characters that I would have never known about. So yeah. So anyways, I'm looking for a book, again, preferably audiobooks, having to do with Native Americans or indigenous people to the U.S., especially talking potentially about the residential schools situation. I want to be more educated on that, or on MMIW. I want to be more educated on that. And so, yeah, so if you have a recommendation on that subject, pop it down below for me. While you're down below, and I know I jumped like right in because, hello, we had to try the Turkish Delights for Denise. They had a rose flavored one too. Okay, first of all, I should have known they weren't going to be like really, really, really good ones. I'm sure like somewhere like there's like this really high quality standard. That box was $2.99 at the Home Goods. I had to buy the Rave Done stuff, and I had to go in there for gifted stuff. So, and I saw them and I instantly grabbed them. They had a rose flavored one, and I was like, no, that doesn't even appeal. But these are kind of good. They're not bad. Okay, so no, anyway, so I know I jumped right in kind of like with things and probably screwed up the intro, but if you're new here, welcome. I'm really not this crazy. Okay, let's just cut that crap. I'm crazy. I'm a little off. I'm kind of funny. At least I hope I am. Some days I'm more funny than others. But if you like me, hit the like and subscribe button. When you do that, it sends me a little message, and it's like a little boost of my serotonin. It makes me happy and feel loved. And who doesn't need that? So, welcome to Monday. So yeah, so here's, I got a couple best new things. I haven't done this in a while. One of my best new things is, okay, so George is an 06, and my radio stereo system in there, I have the extra speakers up on my bar, but I don't have like an auxiliary jack on my radio. And I was thinking I'm going to have to go buy a new stereo system. I don't want to do that. Not that I don't deserve a new radio system, but I don't want to buy one if I don't have to. So I found, with the help of some friends, this little car adapter that you pop. No, okay, I'm gonna date myself right here, right now. You pop it into the cigarette lighter, and it enables the Bluetooth to pick up from my phone to play on my radio. So last week on Wednesday, I drove up north to Clare County and back. I literally within 2 days put over 300 miles on George. My baby is still going strong. That boy he's a good boy. Anyways, it enables me so that, because my speaker on my phone doesn't go loud enough so that if I'm cruising down the road, especially if the top's down or the window's down or whatever, or the AC is blasting, I can't hear my phone like playing music or tape. So this way I could play my audiobook and it would play on George's stereo system, and I could keep listening. So that gave me hours of listening. It was great. I don't even remember what I read last week, but you could check Instagram. I'm his Princess Kelly on Instagram, and I always pop my title on there, like whatever I've read, so I keep track of it. So yeah. So I got that. So the little adapter. The other thing that I picked up that I am in love with is, it's a Pear Cider. It comes in a little metal tin. I posted a picture on Instagram if you're interested in who it's by, because I don't remember it. I don't want to get up and go get the little thing. It's so good. So good. Now, I like pear flavoring, or even the scent of pears. I have since I was a kid. And the neighbor across the street, her name was Betty. They were Betty and George. I'm not kidding you. Betty and George, they were the cutest little older couple. And now they've since passed. But Betty used to give, when I would go over there and I had like done something good or whatever, I was a good girl. I was less than 5 years old when we lived across the street from Betty and George. And she would give me these little soaps. They were probably about this big, and they were in a pear shape, and they were green, and they smelled like pears, and that was like, ooh la la, like that was the fancy soap. And it was really cool. So I love pears, have since I was little. This pear cider is heaven. It is so good. It's not overly sweet, but you don't need sweetener. Like, I didn't add any sugar to it, nothing. It's a really good cider. So that was very yummy. So those are my two best new things of the week. Okay, so I have not sewed. I was supposed to sew. That was my plan. I did not. I took a nap that day instead. Not gonna lie, I napped. Because yeah, I did. I needed it, and that's just the way it is. Like I said, this sinus infection thing is just kind of kicking my butt. So I have done some stitching, not a ton because of everything. Which leads me to the point, like, I try to do these ones, I do them on Mondays. Somehow it's always worked, but I'm starting to wonder if, because my stitching is so much lower, if I shouldn't maybe move to an every other week sort of situation. So I am still debating that. I don't really know. For now, I'll just keep going at where I'm at, but we'll see. Okay, so stitching wise, I have no FFOs, because I don't ever FFO anything. We all know this. Or I very, very rarely. I don't have a finish either. Because I don't really, most of my projects are big projects. That said, I've been working on 99. Not a whole lot, but, oh, there goes my nail. Okay, so this is row 4. I started putting in the shelf. I think I showed you guys this bottle last week. And then I have started another bottle down here. Because what I'm going to do is just work on the page, which is 3 rows. So this is row 1. There'll be 2 more rows down there, and then I'll go back to the next page and finish those rows there. It's a total of 9 rows, 11 on each row, hence 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I am still loving this piece. I cannot suggest that, like, I love this piece. I love stitching it. It is so much fun. It's relaxing. Every time I finish a little beer, I get excited because it's like, woohoo! It's like having a little finish, and that's just a great thing. The other one that I have been plugging away at is Pikachu. And actually, I've gotten a ton done. I've actually come over here. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see. There we go. And I've gotten in some of the hot pink. So what's funny is the hot pink is, I think they're red stitches. You stitch on the... It still confuses my brain sometimes working on this, because you'll have, like, okay, rather than making these squares purple, the green is where you stitch the dark purple. So we've got that done. Let's see. We've come in over here and really pushed to get a lot of this done, and up in here. So we'll just keep plugging away. I feel like I'm making good, solid progress on it. I tend to take this one with me, especially in the car, because, again, I don't have to count. I don't have to think about it. It's the pattern's right there. The only thing I have to remember is, like, don't put pink on the red squares, because don't put pink on red. No, you put the pink on the red squares. Don't put red on the red squares. Okay. The other one that I pulled out, with everything going on, I can't reach my unicorn pins. I invested in the Tula Pink. I love Tula Pink stuff. A lot of her stuff. Some of her stuff is kind of wild for me, but she came out with unicorn sewing pins. I love them. I'm paranoid about losing them or them getting bent. So most of you will remember I have been working on the Marine Corps emblem or insignia. It has been driving me bonkers because I couldn't get my circle to line up. Somebody suggested starting at the bottom and, like, doing a stitch here, doing a stitch here, doing a stitch here, doing a stitch here. I still messed it up, and I knew I'd made a mistake and I had to backtrack. What I did do, and I won't show you the pattern, even though the pattern, I think the pattern is out of print. Now, I own all 5 of the branches of military. They're insignia just in case. The next one up I want to do is Army. And I actually think I need to do Army 3 times if I can get the circles to line up. We'll see. I went to Kinko's and had, like, unfolded the paper and had them make me one big sheet. And what I found out is, at least with my copy, at the fold places, they don't necessarily line up. It's kind of, they're just slightly off, but it's enough where maybe that's what was throwing me off. I don't know. So I stitch a stitch. Actually, I'll stitch, like, the couple little levels to come up, and I'll highlight it. And that's how I do it. And so far, so good. Knock on wood. I'll show you here in a second. We are almost to the point. Hang on 1 second. Something came up on my screen. Okay. I think this is the magic time. 5th time's a charm. I think we're going to do it. I think it will meet up. It looks pretty much like it will, which makes me so happy. I'm very excited. So, but that right now, that's not a car project. There's, I don't want to chance it. That's a sit in my stitchy spot and stitch. So that's literally all the stitching I've done in the last week. Yeah. I don't feel bad about it. I started a study group for my ASL class. I found out that this is coffee. I love my coffee. Want coffee? Um, so yeah, I'm excited. Bean's doing really well. The boy child and I had it out Saturday because our paper was due by midnight. I literally turned my paper in according to my clock and to the timestamp, 11:59. Nothing like cutting it a little close. I don't like that. I don't like being down to the wire like that. That's just not. It's not comfortable. It's not where my brain wants to be. But the movie that we had to watch and write our paper as a reaction to is put out by Gallaudet University, which is a school for deaf. And it was very, very eye-opening. And it talks about some of the history of how sign language came to be and really a lot of the mistreatment. And I don't know why anybody would be surprised, like, hey, we mistreated the deaf. Really? Because, we treat everybody else so nicely as far as history. But some of the discrimination or even access to technology and things, it was very interesting. They talk slightly about the cochlear implant, so that was kind of interesting to hear about. I didn't know some of the things that we learned. And then also on 9/11, a friend posted to me about it's a short video clip, and it talks about how some of the people who are deaf or hard of hearing impaired, who were in the Twin Towers on 9/11, how hard, like, trying to figure out what was going on and how did they get to safety and things like that. And I can't even imagine because, I mean, it's not like everybody signs. So if you're not, like, yeah. So that was gut-wrenching to watch. So yeah. I have another research project that I want to get going on and get done by the end of the week. It's not due for like 3 more weeks, but I want to get it done. Because again, I'm me. Yeah. So that said, I'd like to finish the circle. I'd like to finish the circle on the Marine Corps emblem. I've been working not frantically. It's actually been quite nice to work with clay, and getting some patterns set and ready to go out and be released. Some cool things there. Dana and I have not sat down and totally ironed out how we're going to do it, but we both agreed that we would like to work together, and sort of make some changes to the magazine, but keep it going forward. And I'm excited about that. As I said, I'm putting in my application for to be on the Sign Club board. We all joined. It was kind of funny. And they were so sweet. Like, I would have just thrown all 3 cards into an envelope and mailed them to us. They mailed each of ours individually with a cute little, hey, welcome to the club, thank you for joining, sort of note for each one of us. And I just thought that was really cool. Because again, I would have just thrown them, save yourself the postage, like, stick them all in the same envelope and go. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll see. I know it's Sampler September. I would like to finish my Coffee Quaker. That's not going to happen this month. And that's okay, because clearly homework comes first, as does client work. So fingers crossed. I have been trying to schedule in my schedule with everything, like, I actually have to schedule, like, okay, here's where I'm going to bike, here's where I'm going to run, here's where I'm going to have stitchy, like, me time. and often that just means on like Saturday morning. I try to save it actually for Sunday while the kids are gone playing D&D. Um, I was very grateful this weekend. They helped me with chores around the house and things like that. And Williams kind of prepped dinner for tonight, so that's good. Because Monday night, well, up until now, when you have band at 8:30, Monday was kind of our quiet evening before the rush for the rest of the week. And then Friday is another day where we have kind of down, like we're not rushing to this class, that class, because they're really, it's the day we schedule appointments like the eye doctor, and things like that. So those are the days that I tend to make sure that we really have a home cooked meal versus Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday the kids can make dinner and then I can eat when I come home from class because they don't have class with me that night. Tuesday, Thursdays we're all in class together, so those are generally like rush around, maybe grab a sandwich or McDonald's takeout, and I'm really sick of takeout, like fast food takeout. So again, if you have recipes, I did invest in their lunch boxes kind of things. I have two of them. They're like lunchbox that you plug into your cigarette lighter and it will heat up your meal. So I have two of those. So kind of curious to see how that works. So on that happy note, if you have any recipes, if you have any book recommendations, if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. Please either pop it below if it's private or something that you would rather take care of privately or ask me privately. Go ahead and message me on Instagram. Again, it's His Princess Kelly. You can catch me on Facebook too. I don't hide. Well, I think my profile might be a little locked down just because I don't necessarily want clients seeing everything. But I'm in a lot of the Stitchy groups, so you can always track me down if you need me. I gotta finish some projects. I have a Cricut. I got the second whiteboard, and I want to get the calendar up for the rest of the semester. And yeah. Oh, and the planner pages that I've been using, they're good. They work for my brain, so I like them. So I think I may have found, knock on wood, planner happiness for now. So on a happy note, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna upload this. I'm gonna keep working, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great week. Do something great.